Hey there, joy to the world, friends and family. Welcome to your Magic Monday. As you know, I am Joy with Joy the World. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. It is free as always. And any of you, if you want to be notified when I post new videos, make sure you ring that bell and they will let you know. As always, I am very happy to have you here. We take a peek into the energies going on around us. We never know what's going to show up. That's why it's called Magic Monday. And these are timeless reads. That's why they're not dated. They're energy sessions that you can tune into at any time to begin to put together the puzzle pieces of your life. What pieces? The pieces of your dreams, the pieces of yourself, the pieces of your sunshine, your zodiac, your whatever. Because we are the entire zodiac. You're not just one little slice of the pie, baby. You're the whole big pie. I'm glad to have you here. So with that, let's take a peek, and who knows what's going to happen because I have two new decks, y'all. You know I love to see the variety that we have. This is called the Uncommon Tarot. Let's see what's on the bottom there. Oh, it's looking like my arms. We were showing off this last week. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what happens once the camera goes on. But we have Justice going on at the bottom here, and the other deck is called the True Heart. Let's see what we got there. We have the Nine of Wands. Learning to stand up for yourself, restoring your backbone so that you can move forward in life. Okay, so restoring your backbone so you can move forward in life. Hang on, let me get a piece of paper. Let me write that down. All right. Appreciate your patience there. So when I finished up last week's reads, I found two missing angel cards. I can't even remember where they were now, but they were somewhere else, and they had not been used in any of the reads, and they were like, Joy, we have something to say. Okay, so here we have annihilation and we have mercy. So let's start with Hasmid. I love Hasmid because annihilation ain't so bad. I mean, it takes care of some things. It seals up some old stuff. It closes out things. It can burn bridges, but it can also awaken your power potential inside of you. This can be very Plutonian because Pluto can be power and destruction. It can be death and resurrection. And it's the universality of what's going on here, but there's a little bit too much consumptiveness. It's like something kind of has a grip and a hold of you. You don't know how to put it out. Just like if you walked upon somebody who was being electrocuted, you can't just touch them. All right, you have to use something that cannot carry a charge, like rubber or wood, and to push them out of that connection in order to move forward. And so we're coming to push you out of this connection. How? Well, this is Zadkiel coming in, the angel of mercy. Look at all those hands. Say, I got plenty of ways. I got all sorts of ways I can be working this. What? This justice right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that card on up, y'all. I don't even know. Let's go ahead, Zadkiel. We're going to turn that justice up. I'm going to take the other bottom card because we're going to focus on your backbone, baby. The backbone. I see the backbone of your throne. Their cards, they already came out. I was just cleansing them, getting them all sorted because they are brand new, right? And working them over and over and over again. Spent like half an hour with them, and then all of a sudden cards start flying. And I was like, I wasn't ready. They said, we are. I said, okay. So the Emperor was the final one of the Uncommon Tarot to come out, and he wasn't associated. The other four cards came out in pairs. I don't know what they are. I haven't even looked. But they came out in pairs, and here he was. So it's talking about restoring the backbone of your throne. Your established throne. You can see there was a lot of bloodshed, warfare, there was contention, there was strife, there was eking it out to regain your birthright is kind of what you're talking about here. Maybe you came from generational curses and you're talking about, let me see, what is it? Yonia. Everything in perfect balance. There was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of it could have been religiosity, because I can remember the Hierophant showed up several times in one of the decks when I was cleansing them and getting them ready. And that limited you, that capped you, and that has kept you in. So let me just dance this all around. I don't even know, y'all. I'm at my tiny space. I'm on the bar top, the countertop. But here we're establishing your throne, the backbone of your throne, so you can sit back and rest, that you can take it easy and have the support that you need to do the job that you're being called in to do. That's what the Emperor is. It is a job. It is an assignment. It is an establishment. It is the know thyself, that once you are in it, you should be able to relax into it. not just have to kind of be warbling around like on a stool. I mean, that's great for conversation and all that, but people won't take you serious, okay? See, look at me. I'm up on my stool. Y'all know me. I move all around. You'd be like, Joy, be still. You're making me dizzy. But so thank God for Zadkiel. Zadkiel steps on in here and restores the power of your destiny, restores your ability to speak up for yourself, to command the energy around you. And that doesn't mean like dominating others. We are to command the energy directly around us, the amnios, the I amness, the, remember, if you stop by often, you'll know about Scorpio, which you're Scorpio. We all are. So check out the Scorpio season read. It is for Scorpio sun birthdays, but it's also for Scorpio season. And the key word is fulfillment. So here we're letting us know that we've got to put an end to this. Somehow Zadkiel's coming along to bump you out of it and to wake you up from this like, it's like a poisoned snake. It's like just being incinerated. These are like ashes, visages, facades of self. I don't know if any of you have ever done the little fireworks. They're these little black tabs, and they're called black snakes. And, you know, boys especially loved them when they were younger. And I remember I had a brother, so they were just everywhere. They'd light the little thing, and it would just start making this black tube of connected like a big fat spaghetti stream. And that's what just kept happening here. It's just being consumed like a puff of smoke, vanity, not ever coming into the full fruition and the ownership of self, the possession of the land, of the rights and privileges therein. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. Let's go on, because what we got, these will be some new cards coming soon, because love conquers all. Love conquers all, baby. And that's what the mercy is showing up here, is the power of love. The regeneration, this new heart of mankind. It's like humanity is being restored. We became very inhumane, y'all. I don't watch the news, but I hear the news, and I you know, I'm aware from the time I was born, just people have a choice. You have a choice of how you treat others. Do you also know, friend, that you have a choice of how you treat yourself, how you speak to yourself? Do you make yourself? Do you have to yourself? You know, do you limit yourself, or do you speak kindly to yourself? Do you encourage yourself? Do you clap for yourself? Do you laugh for yourself? Like, I remember my older son, when he was little, there was a t-shirt that said, I vote for myself. Do you vote for yourself? Okay, because wherever two on earth agree, it is done. So maybe get on your page and vote for yourself, baby. But with that, we're going to step on in and see what we've got going on. We're going to start here on the back end and progress forward, okay, in a time-wise fashion. So that's very Saturnian. Daddy Saturn be showing up for this Cappy here, okay, Capricorn Sun, Sagittarius rising. So first card we have coming in is the Knight of Cups. You still have a bit of separation between you and your prosperity. A little bit of discomfort, even though you've paid the full price. You ride the highest heights. You have the most up-to-date equipment. You've ascended and you've accelerated. And it's not just ascended like, oh, I'm high and lofty and high up above here. You go and you obtain. It is like an elevator. You go, you do what you got to do, and you come back down, and you go and you travel, and you go and you travel, until eventually the connection is such that it shortens the gap. We could call it bridging, but really it contracts it and it brings it in, and you lock and connect, and you have heaven here on earth. That's a bit of what we have going on here, but you're uncomfortable with that. How could you be? I mean, you're totally naked, but you're like, I don't want my butt crack on that fish. Y'all stop. I'm telling you, you act up when I turn this camera on. Behave. Maybe you shouldn't, but anyways, just laugh with me. Let's just roll. But your cup is overflowing. It is overflowing and is filling the earth, and you are being positioned and placed here, okay? But you do have things to do. You do have a royal robe that is coming, but you need to get off your tushy and get to it, my friend. To what? I don't know. Let's see what's down here. What's down beneath that Knight of Cups? Okay, so we have the Wise One. All right. Well, here it is. We talked about it, Hierophant energy, right? Crossing the keys. You're talking about crossing your streams. You know, I'm old school, baby. If you have seen Ghostbusters, I don't remember 1 or 2 or whatever, but it came and that big old goo was all over the place downtown. And they were like, It's too powerful. It's too powerful. All four of the guys were shooting their streams at it, and it just kind of held it and contained it. It didn't destroy it. It didn't knock it off and get rid of that thing that was consuming the infrastructure, okay? So eventually they're like, what if we cross streams? And they're like, we don't know what'll happen if we cross streams. We could blow the whole thing up, including ourselves. But it's like, you know what? This is a level-headedness. This is Hierophant. This is established self, established knowing, the gift of knowledge coming in. And it says, yes, you can cross your streams. Yes, you can. It's safe. It's actually being invited, and it's going to put an end to the death, the destruction, the dismay, especially. Like it's circling like ding, ding, ding. Who do we always circle? Okay, we circled these guys. These are the rune cards. Because I have a glass table, y'all. I have some beautiful runes a friend gave me. But they would clack and clang every time I move it around, so I made these little cards. Let's see about this wise one over here and crossing these streams. About circling. There's these lines. It's something beyond destiny, y'all. It's something beyond fate. Oh, there's a promise. Look closely. Y'all talking about love. Safekeeping. I feel like, saying neither of y'all know it. I mean, even though you sort of do. I mean, if you can't hear, the hush just fell over me. It is beautiful, and it is sweet, and it is rich, and it is abounding, and it has been preordained. It has been established. It was written in the books of time. It was written like all of heaven has guarded and protected it, and they're just going. It has been written. It is ready. It is prepared. Are you prepared? Full scope, full measure, full pleasure. Because when you've been through all this kind of stuff, for the equal of what this has been, you're going to have the equal of the other, okay? That brings in the balance and the just. That's what Zagil's like, ding, ding, ding. They're like, yay, clap for joy. She finally got it. Okay. I don't ever know where they're going with these because I don't have a preconceived notion when I sit down, and I've yet to do very many formal reads because I'm reading energy. The energy going on around you, and I want you to have the free scope to speak, okay? When it changes, I'll let you know. But now the justice, that is the justice coming on. It's bringing in the harmony and the balance. And it has been well protected. Do you see that? They're like, don't you touch this. And they talking to you some too, okay? They're kind of like, don't mess this up. There's a fire over here. Ace of Wands. Don't you mess this up. Don't you go fiddling with it. Don't you go fiddling with it. Let us awaken this. Let us cause this to rise up. Let us bring this in. Let us bring in this honor that we're going to bestow on you. And it's going to be the magic of that relationship because you made it through all the, tests of time. There are several swords down here that we'll get to. You've made it through so many trials and tests, and not like, well, it is sort of like first grade to second grade to third grade to on. But these were lifetime tests. Okay, and we can have many lifetimes in this one skin. Like, I don't know, I probably lived 100 already. But the ones prior to this, where our energy came from, and the links coming along to this moment on our planet of 2020, moving into 2021. There was this promise made long, long ago, okay? It was written in the ages, written in the sky. It's almost like it's part of the DNA code. It's part of your family line. And that's what the Emperor, he's over here. He's like, that's what I've been fighting for. And anybody been listening to me. I've been trying to tell you. Yo, listen to me. It's what I've been fighting for. I've been fighting for your right to what party? Oh, and if some of you are Cappies, that's referring to you. It's referring to all of us. But Cappy is the first one to the party. Back up to last week's read. Okay, these are timeless still, y'all, but it's the first one to the party. And take a listen to that if you haven't already. So let's move on. We're going to take a look at a bit of what has been going on along with, like, this is coming alongside. So if it's here, it goes like that for y'all. Okay. So this is a bit of what you've been struggling and juggling and like having to go almost kind of like crossing landmines, having to go through these strands of DNA, these electrical connections. It's very scientific. It's very scientific, y'all. Through strands of DNA, through the heritage of like all mankind, trying to find the one who has the matching. There's a little hallmark. There's a little, like telomeres showed up in this last week's read, one of them. There's this little code embedded in there. And someone who does coding would know how to find it. Someone who understands power, the series of zeros and ones, the cycles of life, the wheel of fortune, that kept showing up too. The one who knows how to move the wheel. And she's like, finally, Joy. Finally, she's like, y'all forgive me. Please. I got to watch one of my videos from 4 months ago, and it was like it was in slow motion. For those of you who've been here from the beginning, I love you. Thank you. She is like, finally, Joy, I have been waiting on you. Are you going to get it? Can we move forward? Can we begin to string this wire, this electricity? Can we begin to make the connections and weave this thing together? And they're not talking about just right now. They're talking about the channels of time that they've been wanting to connect, to get to come through here, to speak to all of us, to awaken that little piece of code in our DNA that restores the promise of a beautiful world, of a happy life, of satisfaction, of, gentility. And that doesn't mean that you have to be all like, you can still be wild and have fun, but you don't bring harm to others. Do you see what I mean? Now I'm licensed as a massage therapist, and the one preeminent thing we have in the front of our head is do no harm. Okay? So it goes along with that. But I guess a world where everybody gets a massage every day would be pretty happy. But anyways, underneath her and alongside the wise one, this is what we have coming in. All right? We have the Ace of Wands. And this is you putting it to rest. It's like you putting it on the mount. It's like you being you. Do you see? Putting your power in yourself. Allowing that power of your permission, the power of your abundance, the power of your purity and perfection. And that doesn't mean like squeaky clean, y'all. That doesn't mean like you ever did anything. No, it means you've cleaned up your mind. You're not holding emotional baggage from it, that you're not able to be triggered by those things that used to trigger you anymore, that they don't replicate, they don't DNA, they don't amnios, they don't come out of your mouth and come out of your vibration and trigger it to go again. Because you're showing me like that's the wheel spinning backwards. Very a la Indiana Jones, if any of you have ever watched that. But this is like the back of the throne. But there's more. It's uniting the worlds. I want to get a little bit more on this, but I have a feeling it's already here because I didn't even look at those runes. I didn't look at the runes when I asked. I don't even know where it was. There's a bit of weaving and bobbing going on right now with us moving into Scorpio season apparently, okay? Plus going through these Genesis, okay? These, what would that be? Genesis? Genie? Are we back to the genie again? To the leveling up, right? Where you wake back up and you come into yourself. So here we have cooperation is essential for life. So get on board. Get on board with this emperor. Get on board with you having a throne, having an established place in this world, having a knowing of yourself and who you are. Accepting this promise that's coming on in. This promise you made yourself. Because I can remember when I was in meditation earlier, I thought I was going to get to this, and my phone just died for no reason. I mean, there's no explanation for it, y'all. And they said, just go take some quiet time. I don't know where that's going. This is interesting. Maybe this is a key to your week. Maybe this is a bit of what's going on, is there's a lot hanging in the air. There's a lot riding on this. There's a lot riding on this. So cooperation is essential for life, and let's find out what that is. Flow. Right? We have experience living, union emerging, unseen powers, and happily ever after. Then it makes sense, because there are those of you that you've done the work, hoped against hope. You've been all through this, almost like Star Wars, making it on through, and you're like, we're finally going to get here. It's finally going to get here. And now it's here, and you're like pulling back. You're like, hold up. I don't know about all this success and prosperity. I don't know. I just been out here doing what's natural. I just been surviving. I didn't even have anything left. But I made it through. Hallelujah. I made it through. But here's this cup, and your cup is fine, baby. Your cup is fine, and the promise is here. And you don't know what to do about it. You don't know what to do about this happily ever after. It makes you very uncomfortable. Because maybe you had some unhappily ever afters. But that's where this card comes in. Love conquers all. It says, let me love you. Let me love you. Now, if I were there where you are, would you let me love you? If you were here, would I let you love me? About being that pure channel, the 0 and the 1, the power button, the fool. The fool unto life, though. That's part of what they were telling me earlier is about that fool. That's where it's coming back. Yeah, there it is. The fool unto life. And they said the fool unto life is the one who survives the first big turn of the wheel. The first big awakened turn. And you come on through when things didn't look the way they should, when they didn't work out the way they should, when the rewards weren't there, when you lost everything, when you became naked, when you became like a child, when you became reborn, all right? That becomes the fool unto life. Because then you learn to hold it back up and be like, okay, what do we do about this? Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I take the job? Do I not? Do I start joining the world? That was no option. That was no option. They press play. They're like, this is what you're born to do, Joy. I'm like, what? This is what I'm born to do. And they're like, yeah, put your hand to it, baby. That's what you're doing. You banging the gong, you getting it on, you pressing the power button. But it's all this falling in love, a world of love, coming unto love, let me love you, letting you love me, being that open channel where we freely connect because our amnios is purified and cleaned. And what does this bring about? It brings about this pairing, the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Swords. So this is coming in like a conquering of this. Oh, very interesting. So, if any of you have ever heard, it's like a burning bush moment. And you see the roots? They were totally consumed. Everything that you came from, everything that you were born into, should I say, the origin of your birth chart, not the creation when you created before you got here, but the origin of when you landed and those things began to activate because you're like, I need to be a strong type person, so you in some chatty situations, or maybe you're like, I need to be a resilient person, so you got abandoned or trampled on a lot, that type of thing. It totally incinerated you. Look at you. You even had to bind yourself together to hang on. You're like, I'm gonna make it. I don't know how, I'm gonna make it. And you just held on, even though it held you in the Eight of Swords, even though there were old bloodstains, old shadows. It's been marred. It's like gaseous devouring is what they're talking about. Vaporizing of yourself. It's perfectly aligning on the back. That's interesting. But that awakens the fire and the passion inside of you, and like you burned up your tree of life. You burned up your tree of life for what? For the harvest. For the seed. To bring in the pure, untainted seed. Okay. So you're telling me, oh, all right, so I used to garden like a heck of a lot. That's how we were able to eat. And there's this thing that when you buy plants, often the ones that are like tough and can handle weather and things like that, they're F1 hybrids. And that means they were created in a laboratory, that if you take seed from them, which is the natural way of doing things, you take seed from what you grew, you eat the majority of what you grew, and then you say seed, right? But you plant those seeds, you're not going to get the parents. You're going to get this scraggly offshoot that it's going to have like a rogue genetic pattern coming in. So that's why you burned it up, so that you could bring in the pure seed of truth, of light, of who you are. Your radiance, your solarness, your sun, and I'm smelling something fantastic. I don't know, somebody baking garlic bread. I mean, it is smelling good. I can see the steam and everything. Cute, like we ain't burning that up, baby. We're going to put it in our mouths. But here is that want. All right? Remember? You're powering up. You're powering up. So what looked like utter loss and ruin actually brought about the fertility of life. Has brought in this abundance, has created you to be emotionally stable and balanced, so much so that you could be like walking amongst this and be like, I'm patient. We'll wait on you, Joy. We'll wait on you to bring in the pure seeds of life because, you know, you made it through. But will you wake up and move forward? And what are we going to move forward into? I don't know. So let's take a look. Over here is where we had slapped down that bottom card, the Justice. Ooh. We got some Metatron awakening up in here. Talk about justice. This is recreation. Not reenacting. Not having to go back. Because I tell you, people are like, oh, do you wish you were young again? Back when you were in, you know, your young 20s or high school. I'm like, hails to the no. I don't want to have to go through any of that again. I'll take this now and take the perfection of now, which means it all works out, and walk forward in it. Okay? And that's what you're doing here. You're walking forward. You're walking forward into it, into the abundance of life, in life rising up to meet you. So this is like, remember the desolation, the burning your tree of life, burning that seed that was the F1 hybrid to be able to restore the pure seed of who you are. Because of that brought you to this state, can you see? And this Knight of Cups is causing this abundance of water, this balance of life, so that what rises up now is that true seed. True feelings. Sorry, y'all. Let me get it where maybe, okay, where you can see the waters now. That the true emotions, the real feelings, the real you. It's like when they say, will the real joy stand up? Stand up. Will the real joy stand up? Lots of nakedness here, y'all. Will the real joy stand up? And remember that cooperation is essential. Will you stand up and imbibe in happily ever after? Will you let us bless you? Love you. Something just rumbled, y'all. I'm like, I mean, this is deep. I'm like hanging on the edge, wondering, like, I'm waiting for your answer. Will you? Will you? Will you? Will you be that happy fool into life and let life love you? Let the pure channel of that love, this mercy, this abundance, this justice, this balance flow through onto you, and into your world around you, to transform it, literally, to recreate who you were in the beginning. In the beginning was love. Let me love you. I only made 3 so far, y'all, because I don't make these up. I sit down when they tell me to, and I write what they tell me to, and it says, I've loved you since before you were born. I am here for you. That is pure love. And there's one more card underneath it's facing, oh, baby, excuse me. Well, it's not for now then. I'm going to leave it for you, but as far as it says for me, it says I'm ready. I don't know about you, friend, but I hope this has gotten you ready. Gotten you ready for all that is coming your way. This isn't even a choosing of between these, because see, they all synergize and come together. This is you being able to see the contents of your heart. Do you choose you? Huh? Do you choose to be that full into life, the one who is surrendered, who allows that human element to be restored, your humanity, your gentility, that ability to speak to yourself with loving kindness, to commune and to dine with yourself, to abide, so that, remember, the heaven can come and dwell on earth, because it requires that condition in the soil, receptive soil. Apparently you're making a good decision for you, because it brings in the 3 of Cups, the self. Y'all, the celebration, these are brand new. I'm telling you, I only looked at them while I'm working them. It's like I went through each one, because they're like, Joy, don't take the time. Please put it together, and we'll talk to you as we go. And here they are. There you are. People who choose each other, the destiny, all the old, whatever y'all's past was, is burned away. And this isn't a bad thing. This enriches the soil, right? So that it's no longer desolate. It's no longer desolate. It nurtures it, and the pure seed comes down, and your real feelings, your real self, rises up. And this wets the soil. This nourishes the soil, and you see it springing to life, regenerating, like that starfish. Do you remember? Swoon. I'd never been a big romantic. I believe in love and I know love because I have my 8 stars, my 4 couples, my 8 relatives that had the most powerful, pure love for each other. So I knew it was real and I know it's in my family line. Um, but, you know, I'm Capricorn Sun, get the work done. That's what you do. You get the work done, then you go have fun. You get the work done and then you go have fun. And that was enough for me. Doing the work and going and doing my activities. That was plenty. But here, it's like there's more. There's more for y'all, everybody. This love, and they've been talking about the era of air coming in, is that these partners, we're all going to start finding each other's. Those DNA genetic matches start finding each other, okay? So that we bring about the stabilization of this mercy, of this new format of life, of this restoration, bringing it back to balance. And not like you have to be on point, you know, that earthiness, that over mentality of the mind is going to dissipate and go away. And it's going to be this flowing of that cosmic energy, of the electricity. Remember, she said of the wise, you've been all connected, joy, the telomeres, the mitochondria, all that good stuff. So with that, I want to get, what are we going to get going from here? We're going to get a pip. Let's get a pip. Thank you for hanging in there if you're still here. I'm glad you joined me. I see you. I see you. What is that? You talk about fiery passion. Mutual passion. How does that need to go? It's like that mutual passion. And this is what we get. The 8 of Hearts, y'all, that's got to be funny because it's the thing that gets overlooked. It's the return into love. It is love returning unto you. It is those seeds sown. It is that pure seed, the tree of life. It's on its way. I hope you open up. I'm glad you're still here. Leave me comments down below so I can know what's going on with you. This is some unique energy we were walking through, and it's quite different from what I'm used to. Maybe it's these new cards talking, but it could also be this whole shift into the air and the Scorpio season. So let me know, okay? All right, friend. I love you. Bye.